Y'all just been working out, so it is what it is. Anyway, check this out. It says right here, Mark chapter 7. When he had called all the multitude to himself, he said to them, hear me, everyone, and understand there is nothing that enters a man from outside which can defile him, but the things which come out of him, those are the thing, the thing that defile a man. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. Let him hear. When he had entered the house away from the crowd, his disciples asked him concerning the parable. So he said to them, are you thus without understanding also? Do you not perceive that whatever... See, Jesus had a smart one, boy. You heard you thus without understanding as well? You walking with me, been walking with me this long, you done seen me do all this. I've been explaining stuff, doing out. Parables, no, you ain't getting it. Because obviously, what goes in a man that don't defile the man, but what comes out, that could be physical, tangible, or that could be even simple as somebody telling you something. Like you shouldn't, don't repeat it, you know what I'm saying? Or, let it just, let the stomach devour it, and get rid of it. Because you don't know you don't know really what's going on. And then it could just be substances, you never know. You do, well we do, but it takes some thinking. But, or it could be all of it. I think it's all of it. That's what goes in a man when it comes down to conversation, and what goes in a man when it comes down to substances. So, it's about what comes out. From my experience in the street, I done seen people who drink and do drugs and everything else, but I done seen two different variants of them. One who consume this stuff and let this stuff alter their mindsets. Two who consume this stuff and still be normal, still be a decent person somehow. Well, I was like that, you know. I learned from them, thank God, when I was indulging and stuff. But are you thus without understanding also? Do you not perceive that whatever enters a man from outside cannot defile him, because it does not enter his heart, but his stomach, and is eliminated, thus purifying all foods? And it can be food. And he said, what comes out of a man that defiles a man? For from within, out of his heart of man proceed evil thoughts. Now this is what I want to get to. When you have a conversation with somebody, when you talking to somebody, when you engaging with people, no matter what, and I had to master this almost, especially being in the street and then working in a plant job. Because when you working in a plant job, you working with the people that actually be on the street with you, and same rules apply. Now listen to this. But learning this, I mastered this, and I realized this even in businesses, that as soon as stuff like this come out of people's mouth, I might well hit the yeah button. Like literally, and that helped me out somehow. Because you can't, what you gonna do when the vast majority of the world talk like this? You gonna get rid of all of them? You gonna dismiss all of them? You gonna fight with all of them? It's impossible. I tried that too, it don't work. If anything, get you in the slum of yourself, and they'll just write you off as crazy. So, I hit the yeah button on. I don't even know if that's good, but it get me by, and I don't catch none of that karma. You know what I'm saying? Because if you working beside somebody, you can't dismiss them, you can't get rid of them. You can quit your job, but then you're going to go to another job have the same problem. You can't just keep quitting jobs. You need to have a job, you got to have money to work. Hit that yeah button on them, and eventually they stop talking. It's like that. It's like the enemy inside, the entity inside wants you to engage, so it can consume you somehow. But anyway, this is what it said. Defilement, because it does not enter his heart or his stomach. Okay, then it said, and he said, what comes out of a man, that defiles a man from within. Out of his heart, men proceed evil thoughts, adultery, fornication, murders, theft, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lewdness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. All these evil things come from within and defile a man. Powerful right there. You can actually use that, I know for a fact, you can use that on the street and catapult yourself. Even if you a thug or a gangster, you can apply that to your own curricular activity, your life, and that's gonna elevate you. Because most real thugs and gangsters didn't want to be a thug or gangster in the first place. They just got caught up because the way that life, the way life treated them. So to elevate out of that, one thing about a gangster and a thug, what they gotta understand is that it ain't even the life that got them stuck in at that point. Once they consider the gangster a thug, it's the mindset. It's the entity that's around them that's keeping them down with the low vibrational conversation, low vibrational curricular activities. All that extra stuff. Not saying I know some of that stuff you got to do just but I'm talking about you can split it up, which is so difficult. I never explained it on here, but that right there is enough to help you split it up. If you talking to somebody and you doing business with somebody and they want to make a friend with you, they want to be friends with you, and immediately they come out their mouth and say anything that pertains to anything that I just read, get in the street, you could get ready to dismiss them. Do what you do your business with them, send them on their way, stop them cold turkey in they tracks when it comes to that, because for one, y'all just business associates. You ain't gotta waste your time talking to him about somebody else's personal business, his personal business, and nobody else's personal business. Them ain't nothing but entities planting seeds. Dismiss them, send them on their way. Get them out your energy. Now, when it comes to businesses and stuff like that, you have to hit that yeah button on their ass, because they'll eventually quit talking. But if you respond and you react in such a way where you seem like it's gonna be on, that's a seed planted. Same thing with DNA, and that's why I'm trying to stray away from DNA, because I'm getting tired of talking myself up. That same thing is with DNA. Now we can get over here with the vocal part of it. That's how they plant seeds, through vocals, through words. Words can be curse words. All words is very dangerous. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why higher vibrational beings just talk in numbers. Which will make sense, because it's like, let's say if you got 0 to 3, and you got a person that's very low vibrational, and we aliens and Martians, and we come here and we talk to you, and we trying to figure you out, and you start talking nonsense like that right there, what I just said, we can tell the other aliens and Martians that's a 0. That's the 0 group, or the 1 group, or the 2 group. And then we finally find somebody to talk sense. That's group 3. And then that alien, that Martian, gonna know to talk to you, to deal with you on a 3 level. That's how it is. Hey, this shit, Jesus, like, how? I guess that gotta be right here. I know it ain't that simple, that stuff complicated, but I'm just saying though, that's how much power that Bible got, y'all. If you can live by that Bible, I don't care where you at in this world. I don't care what you going through in this world. I don't care what business you in this world. I don't care what you doing in this world. You can live by that Bible. Not only can you live by that Bible, you're going to be an overachiever, adding that Bible to your equation in anything you do in life. It's gonna seem like it's boring at first because you're gonna have to taper off a lot of stuff that you done became accustomed to. But once you do it, you're gonna look back and find yourself superior in whatever you standing at. And everybody, and it's lonely at the top now. It's lonely at the top. Now don't forget that. But everybody gonna be looking up to you. You're gonna have so much power source in you. It don't matter if you're poor or wealthy. Everybody gonna be looking up to you because you figured out how to navigate. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about being overly righteous. I ain't gonna say overly righteous, but it ain't about just preaching sermons to people all the time. You know what I'm saying? I live by it. You'll never be able to tell. If you came up to me and meet me, I'm at a cookout or something, I'll have you laughing, have you tripping out. And you'll never be able to tell that I hold the Bible so dear to me until you sit there and you say something to me. We out there laughing, we tripping. We going in. And then you be like, man, shout it fine, boy. Shout it fine. You know what I'm saying? Shout it bad. You know what I'm saying? I said, yeah, shout it married though. And that person might be like, shit, she ain't got nothing to do with me. I have to say, drift, man. Miss me with that. Watch out. Watch out, shout. You know what I'm saying? Watch out. Miss me with that. But you know what I'm saying? Or sometimes, as soon as I say that, yeah, she got a ring on her hand though. Oh yeah, you right. My bad. Some people might say that because they might not understand either. But for me, for the most part, people always say, that ain't got nothing to do with me. And I miss them. I send them that. It don't matter who they is. It don't matter if they the populist goon on the street. I dismiss them comfortably, calmly, and it just surprise them how smooth I dismiss them. But all power and glory go to God when I do that, because they don't know I'll never hear about it again, and they might have the power and the control to just take me out. I never hear from them again or nothing. And sometimes there been times where later on in life, I might see that sign. I probably seen that person one time, see that person again, a couple years later, 3 years later, that person be like, man, I want to thank you for what you helped me, for what you said to me that day at the party or something. Just like that. Because that person might have went off, changed their life, went from illegal money to legal money, because he was already a big plug. Just like that, y'all. That's the way it works. You need to apply that Bible to your life, period, say your soul. Tupac said it better than anybody. One of the most hardest gangster rappers in the world. But I don't know if y'all noticed it, but he was always talking about how can I do this, do that, and do this, and preserve my soul. He was preserving his soul. That's what he was telling y'all. He did preserve his soul. As bad as ruthless as he might have seemed to be. That's the thing, like saying, I always bring Steve Jobs' name up. When you add that Bible to the equation, people don't like you. People don't like you because you stand firm in it. Let me see if I can find another example. Somebody coming up to me might be saying, oh, man, she dragging a little boy by the head, ain't? Oh, no, she dragging the car seat. But anyway, who kid, hell, boy. But anyway, another example might be with some younger street cat. Might be with some OGs or something. I don't know. Let me see that. That's another one. I don't want to use that one. All right, you might be chilling with somebody, and they be like, you might say, man, his car nice. I like that car nice. And the other dude, everybody else out there might be like, yeah, that car is nice. And one of them that everybody look up to say, yeah, but don't let me catch him slipping. A person like me might say, and then what? Well, you hating on the man because he got a nice car? You got all that money out here. You making all that money. Why don't you go just buy your own car? Why you got to do something to that man car? You know what I'm saying? I might say some shit. That's how I do it, bro. I don't care if you could beat my ass or nothing. That's how I was in the street. Then what? You know what I'm saying? They might be like, man, look at this girl, bro. Look at this girl on her. Let me catch her slipping. Man, why you can't go get your own girl? But most of these people that do this got everything going for themselves. They got no reason at all to intervene in somebody else's life. No reason at all. So obviously they possessed by an entity. Congratulate somebody when they don't be a hater. Congratulate folks when they got something you ain't got. And me personally, when I see people get something I ain't got and get something that I even want, I congratulate them and it make me feel good inside. It make me feel real good inside just to see somebody else coming up in life. It can be my neighbor. Don't bear false witness against your neighbor. Don't covet against your neighbor oxes or asses. That's just as easy as saying don't bear false witness. Don't bear false witness against your neighbor wife or his flock. See what I'm saying? That's the way this works, y'all.